to serve. So the Clippers beat the Celtics in an overtime thriller last night. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George suiting up together for the first time. Combined for 42 points. Nick, how'd they look together?
Great defensive game by the Clippers as a whole. Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley saved them in the late in the fourth quarter and in overtime, and credit to them for that, for beating a very game Celtics team. Paul George looked good once again. He's looked good in all 4 games since he's been back from the double shoulder surgery. That dunk notwithstanding, I've now moved from skeptical about Kawhi Leonard's load management to concerned about what's going on with Kawhi Leonard. He hadn't played in a week. And by the fourth quarter of this game, despite having only played 22 minutes up to that point, looked totally out of gas. Something is wrong with Kawhi, and if he doesn't get right, the Clippers have no chance to be anything other than, they're a pretty good team in the Western Conference.
I like the way they look together. I like them. Again, Paul George is like the ultimate compliment player, but he's yet a superstar.
Yep.
And so to be able to play the way he did last night, I get it. Kawhi Leonard was a little up and down, but I'll take Kawhi Leonard playing the way he played last night with Paul George playing the way he played and still get wins. This is why this is so exciting for the Clippers, because they have guys who can get it done when the other is having an off night.
They don't both have to be superstars every night. It's a great point, because Paul George overqualified for that number 2 role on a team.
And Kawhi plays every 7 games anyway, so they're going to need it. Moving on to Luka Doncic, who was incredible yet again last night. 35-point triple-double in under 26 minutes. How about this? He scored 33 of those points in the first half. He now has 7 triple-doubles in 14 games this year. Nick, what's the ceiling for Luka?
Well, if he never improves at all, if this is just the player he is the rest of his career, he's a top 25 guy in the history of the league. That is the trajectory on which he is on without improvement. With improvement, the ceiling, I don't know, 3 MVPs, a couple championships at least. We have not seen a player, this is not hyperbole, a prep player come into the league this ready and polished since LeBron James. And in one kid's from Akron, this kid's from Slovenia. Their games are shockingly similar. Luka is all the hype was not only right, maybe even understated how great he was going to be. Could become the greatest foreign-born player ever, a title currently held by Hakeem Olajuwon with Dirk right on his heels.
Luka is flat out that dude. Like when I watch him play, he, in my opinion, and this is mine, he's the most exciting offensive player in the NBA right now, because I don't know what I'm going to get, but I know I'm going to get something special. And so when I look at him, what can't he do? He can get to the rack. He can defend when he needs to. He's long. He can shoot.
And he's a killer.
And he has the killer mentality. What more can you ask for your star, from your star? Like, that's exciting. And he's playing and living up to all the hype.
Jenna, LeBron James was the best player in the league by year 3. Luka Doncic could be that next year. I'm not saying he will be that. Luka Doncic could be the best player in basketball by the middle of next season. That is on the board.
All right, guys, we saved the biggest NBA news for right now on the show. Ben Simmons, wait for it, hit a 3-pointer. I repeat, Ben Simmons hit a 3-pointer. Now, it took him 172 career games to do it, but a 3-pointer was shot and a 3-pointer was made, and the guy who made it was Ben Simmons.
There you go.
Nick, in the scope of greatest achievements in one's lifetime, where should this rank?
This is
Ben Simmons?
No sarcasm. This is one of the biggest moments of his NBA career. For real, because if he's going to be given those open short corner threes, he has to take them. That shot looked fine. It's one of the reasons, Greg, I've never understood why he refused to shoot him. His form's fine. It's not perfect, but it doesn't look outrageous. I'm happy for Ben. Take that, Kevin O'Connor, and all the people saying he's shooting with the wrong hand. I mean, that looked beautiful. Now, he didn't shoot another one. I don't know how soon he's going to do it again. But you got to start somewhere. Good start for Ben Simmons. In an ugly game for the Sixers, they were trailing going into the fourth against the terrible Knicks.
Yeah, I feel like this is that parental moment where your kid is about to take the first steps, and it's like, you're so close, just go, just let go, and just take
he did it.
And then at age 15, he takes his first step.
Yes, Now just keep going.
Keep doing it.
Like, if he was playing pickup basketball, he wouldn't hesitate. He would take this shot all the time. We saw him, you know, on social posting all these shots and from behind the arc. So he has it in him. He just has to do it more often.
And he hit a 15-footer last night. There you go, Ben. Evolve your game. It's taken a couple more years than it should have. Evolve your game.
All right. Finally, Thursday Night Football serving up a feast tonight on Fox. Texans and Colts, the two teams sit tied atop the AFC South at 6-4. A win could mean the division. A loss could mean the season.
Subway, I get the idea, but it's just, then you see this. It's like,
Jazz T-Wolves, Donovan Mitchell drops Robert Covington and says, watch me.
oh no, Rocco. Oh, you're going to the ground, big fella.
Oh, I got this.
I would like to say he got help down, but he didn't.
Hey, mark this down. Robert Covington, future Golden State Warrior. When they trade D'Angelo Russell to Minnesota, Robert Covington will be part of the package coming back. That is a multi-layered prediction. Just set it aside.
We saw this earlier. Clippers and Celtics. Kawhi says, take that, Daniel Tice.
One of Kawhi's big plays in the
Boom.
second half, and one of the few times he showed a lot of explosion offensively in this game, he was not very explosive describing this play after the game. Kawhi got up. Everyone is excited in the arena except for him. Vintage Kawhi. Ballmer's doing
Yep.
get your roll on.
Somersault out of that seat there.
This is what he does. It's like it doesn't move him.
No.
Anything.
No.
All right, talk some Sunday action. Break out the measuring stick. Cowboys and Patriots this Sunday on Fox. Both teams can use this game to get a sense of who they are. And while the two quarterbacks are seemingly trending in opposite directions, Dak named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Brady having his share of struggles. Jason Garrett knows Brady still the GOAT.
He's arguably the greatest player that ever walked. You think about his level of excellence over the last 20 years. I don't think it's comparable to anybody. The impact he's had on teams, obviously how they've won different ways, how they've won with different people. I think his greatest trait is his mental toughness. It seems regardless of what circumstance he's in, he always finds a way to be his best and get the job done and help the guys around him to get their job done. And he and Coach Belichick are an unbelievable combination, the best that ever walked in this league.
Yes, but does Tom Brady still instill that type of fear in opponents today as we approach this Sunday?
I think the audience might be a little surprised by what I'm about to say here, but absolutely unequivocally, yes. Teams should still fear Brady. I know he's been bad this year. It's the worst year he's had in at least 15 years, maybe the worst year since his rookie season. And the numbers are ugly, and they're particularly ugly when they're not only compared to his career, but to his contemporaries in the league right now. Because what a 90 passer rating in 2019 is very different than a 90 passer rating in 2009 or in 2004 because of the passing revolution. And the biggest weakness for the New England Patriots right now is their passing attack and is the lack of high-potency offense. But this is where, and I've said many times, just because you're the GOAT doesn't mean you're the GOAT every single year. Just because you're the greatest ever doesn't mean you are the greatest currently. But this is where you do get that greatest of all time extra credit, at least to me. When I'm watching the Patriots, if I bet against the Patriots, if I'm rooting against the Patriots, no matter how poorly Brady has played, if they are on the field down less than a score, it's terrifying because you have nothing but memories of this guy for 20 years coming through in those moments. So and Jason Garrett's got to be afraid of this game for a lot of reasons. One is for his own job security part of it. But where I can look at the numbers and fairly analyze Brady the way he's fairly analyzing himself. He and the passing offense have been substandard all year long, whether that's offensive line, receivers, quarterback, player, all of the above, Greg, and it probably is all of the above. Everyone owns a little bit in this team not having more punch in their offense. But still, he's on a short list of quarterbacks that if it's a 4-point game in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, who do you not want to have the ball? No matter how many quarterbacks are ranked above him, there's only 2 or 3 in football that you would feel more more confident in that situation, even this season. At least for me, when I'm watching the Patriots, maybe too much of that is the ghost of Christmas in Tom Brady's past, but it still is that relevant in my mind's eye, and I think that's what Jason Garrett's talking about.
Okay, so before I answer the question, I'm going to address Jason Garrett in his presser. I've always hated when coaches lather on and massage your opponent. I get it, you're going to pay them respect, but come on. Like, we all know how great Tom Brady is. For his guys to hear him say all these things about Tom Brady, it's like, look, coach, you're not saying that to us. You can say he's great, he's been great, he and Belichick have done some special things, and just move on from there. You don't have to keep listing everything. I don't like when coaches do that.